As a new feature of the Fingazz podcast, we're now going to go through a range of interviews with artists globally, and I've managed to secure an interview with Miss Paige, being the first artist right here on the Fingazz podcast. I'd like to welcome you. So hello, Miss Paige. Say hello to the world.
Hello, world. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. I'm pretty sure the rest of the listeners are. It's a real pleasure to have you on the show today. So I'm just going to jump straight in, and I'm going to ask you to tell us when and how did you get started in the music business. I understand that you did some work with Sesame Street. Is this true?
Yes, I did. It actually dates back to my grandparents, who started in the music industry meeting in a radio station in Trinidad. They toured the world as a duo, had children, formed a group of their own. My mother eventually went solo and became a 6-time Juno nominee, which is basically the Canadian Grammys. And then I started off doing a couple of recordings for the Canadian Sesame Street, as well as David Suzuki, who's a Canadian environmentalist. And then fast forward to 2004, I started mixing my love of R&B with my passion of soca, and here we have today Miss Paige.
Sweet. So this is going to lead on to my second sort of cheekier question. I mean, I've had the pleasure of getting to know you, this past year. But, tell us, are you the full package? The singer, the songwriter, the musician? If so, what do you play? Give us some more insight into Miss Paige.
Yes, sir. I've actually been songwriting since I was about 6 or 7. Given that my mother was a professional recording artist, I spent most of my childhood in the studio. The songs thankfully got better as the time went on, but in addition to writing and singing, I also play several instruments. I've been classically trained in the piano as well as the flute and piccolo. I have a couple years of the violin, but not that many, and as well I have self-taught myself the saxophone.
The sax?
Yeah.
That's impressive. For me, anybody that can do a wind instrument, whoop, because I mean, I've done the piano myself for some time, but even now, I still play that by ear. But tell me, I mean, who's been your influences in your work? Your role models. Where does inspiration come from?
Well, definitely one of my top influences which if any of your listeners follow me on Twitter or know me from Facebook, you would know that Janet Jackson is one of my top influences when it comes to songwriting. She pours her heart into it, and her style is very sexy. Definitely has had a high impact on the type of songs that I write. In addition, vocally, I must give props to Mariah Carey. I don't care what anybody says, I still think she's an awesome singer. Her range is out of this world. As an entertainer, who doesn't give props to Michael Jackson? You have to show love to the king of pop. I was quite heartbroken, can't lie, when he did unfortunately pass away, because he's one person who I wanted to meet and thank, and I'll just have to wait till I see him in heaven. When it comes to soca, Edwin Yearwood, sweetest voice, and the songs that he writes with the double entendres, that's my style right there.
Wow, I mean, Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, Edwin Yearwood, the king of pop himself. I mean, you draw it from some heavyweights, girl. I got to give you that. I mean, you don't play, but I'm gonna be cheeky again, yeah. And I want you to share with us a good experience, but also a bad experience, be it studio, stage, or just an ordinary day. Let us, give us some more insight into Miss Paige.
A bad experience?
There's got to be one. Come on now, we all make mistakes, yeah. Let's share something. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start with the good experience.
Yeah, cool.
My most amazing experience thus far in music would have to be, I have a fan in Toronto who goes by the name of Snugs the Kid. Shout out Snugs. And after my first big performance at Dr. J's party called Soca or Die, she went up and put up this like YouTube, Facebook video of singing and dancing along to Man for Boro. So someone passed it on to me. I had to hit up this girl. I was like, that is amazing. She didn't know who I was. She didn't know I was Canadian. And it blew me away that she knew all the lyrics to all my songs. So her 21st birthday was in January.
Okay.
She invited me. She kept telling me about it. I'm like, girl, I can't make it. little did she know that I was planning a little surprise. So for her birthday, I arranged with my good friend SocaDread.com to do full coverage of the event, and arranged with the DJs that I would show up and surprise her and sing happy birthday and a performance of Man Faboro, given that that's her favorite song. And it was her expression, her reaction was priceless. It was the best experience I've had thus far, hands down.
Cool. Now that credit for that. I mean, that's that. I don't have to respond to that. I mean, for a birthday gift, you know, I mean, of recent, I mean, you sent me a voice note and that took me away on my birthday. You know, I wasn't expecting that. So
you're welcome.
You obviously got a lot of surprises and a lot of love to give. But yeah, share the bad experience now.
Bad experience.
Yeah, there's got to be something, you know, bit of ad-libbing in the studio or something. I don't know. Just got to be something. There's got to be something that you think you could have done better on, or come on, let us in.
Okay, I won't say that it was a bad experience, but it was disappointing. Okay. I will not mention the promoter's name or anybody.
Okay.
But I did head to New York last year for Labor Day for what was to be my first performance in New York, and I was extremely excited. I was on back-to-back bills, Friday, Saturday night, on a big event with the likes of Alison Hines, Edwin Yearwood, Destra, all these big bands, right?
Yeah, I hear it.
Unfortunately, both events fell through.
Oh no.
There's a lot of sneaky shadiness in the industry that a lot of people aren't aware of, but there was a battle between promoters and some sneaky business, and that both performances fell through, and I was so excited to perform in New York, and then both shows shut down, and that was a huge disappointment. But hopefully this year we'll turn it around and I'll actually get to perform in New York. But that was a disappointing experience.
Sorry to hear that, but yeah, a lot of people don't know how it is dodgy in our industry at that level, and you know, the patrons, as it were, wouldn't know, but a lot of stuff does go on. So which leads me on to my next question. So if you had a superpower, yeah, you know,
yes,
being a little superhero, and you want to sort out the soca industry, what power would you want to have?
To soup up the soca industry?
Well, I'm just asking in general, if you were granted one superpower, do you know what I mean? What would that be? X-ray vision? I don't know. Yeah.
Would it be a superpower to have the ability to teleport yourself? Because I would love to be able to just teleport myself and, oh look, Grenada Carnival this weekend, whoops, there. Oh look, Notting Hill, whoops,
yeah.
there.
I can work that. Yeah, that is a superpower. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Now you mentioned about Man Faboro earlier, and we all know that that's a smash, and then that followed with the Panty Dropper. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now we got Hard Love on the X-rated rhythm featuring Skinny Fabulous, and you know the track. You get me though? You know what I mean? HD. But how did that track come about? Hard Love. You know, how did it work out to collab with Skinny Fab?
Hard Love. Well, first I got to shout out Precision Productions out of Trinidad. Okay. Nikolai produced the rhythm, and he approached me to ask if I wanted to be on it. And I heard it and I fell in love with it automatically, and I told him, you know what, I've been in talks with Skinny about doing a collabo, so let me pass this by him and see if he catches a vibe and maybe we could do something together. He was like, cool, that's great. So I sent the track to Skinny. Boom, 2-2, Skinny's like, we're meeting up, we're doing our collaboration. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm thinking we're meeting up to write the song. I go meet up with Skinny. This man had the song completely written. It was the first time ever Miss Paige did not write a song. I must give all props to Skinny Fabulous on this track. Although I must say I did write one line.
Well, hey.
I wrote the last line in my verse. And comfy nookie nookie. That's Miss Paige.
Hey, but the track is hard, you know what I mean? And I'm in myself trying to get 2 minutes with Skinny, but you know I've done a bit of work between him and Jester. And
yes, they're both very busy.
Well, yeah, but I've got to get. I mean, Skinny has the ability of just doing ad hoc stuff. He's just boom, and he's
so talented. Even his bloopers in the studio sounded like magic. It was ridiculous.
That I can believe. So, what's next for Miss Paige? What's your dream project? You know, who would you like to work with next?
Well, up next, I'm actually very excited because I've been wanting to work with this producer for a good 2-3 years. And after he heard Hard Love, he approached me saying that he wanted to work with me for Vincy Carnival. I can't release the name yet, but the track will be coming out soon. It is called Alta Hora.
Dirty. That sounds dirty already.
Yes. So I'm really excited to come out with that. I am 85% sure that I will be heading to St. Vincent for Carnival. It'll be my first Vincy Carnival. 85% sure. Can't make any promises yet, but I'm trying so hard. Aside from that, Caravana's coming up. We have already started our band launches up here. There's been about 5 so far. The season is hot.
Cool.
The costumes are coming proper. I don't even know who I'm going to play with this year. They all look so good.
It's like that?
Yeah.
Wow. I got to reach and experience Caravana and see what it's all about, to be honest. But I'll get there in due time.
See, and that's when the teleporting would help, because Barbados Crop Over is the same weekend. I could just, finish playing Mass and boop, right over to Barbados.
Boom, bam. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Forget that long flight, man. That flight doesn't help. For real. But, Miss Paige, I want to thank you for sharing with us. But before you leave, is there any thoughts you want to share with the fans? Any tips for the young ones? That, do you plan to go on tour besides Vincy Carnival and hopefully Notting Hill?
Well, that was a lot of questions.
Yeah, well.
When it comes to people who are looking to get into the music industry, regardless of what the genre is, all I have to say is, if you have the passion and the talent, go for it. But you're gonna also need to look into the business, because really and truly, if you want to get something done, you really gotta learn it and do it yourself, or else no one's gonna take you seriously. You may be very, very talented, but now these days when you can do it yourself and get a lot of work done on your own, go for it. I mean, look at you all the way in the UK. I'm here in Toronto, and look at this. Look at this.
Okay, hey, it's a digital age, man. You got to take advantage of it. You get me? You got to reach out and grasp it, take it with both hands, and just go straight ahead. So absolutely, if you don't take charge, it ain't gonna happen for you. So I agree with you there, man. There's enough love. Well, Miss Paige,
when it comes to upcoming projects, I hope I get to collaborate with a couple more artists. There are many that I am interested in working with. I got to shout out my girl, also Miss Desire over in the UK, and Scrappy. I love you both. And hopefully London will see me. I mean, my cousins out there are always trying to get me to come, trying to get me to play with Arawak, and who knows? Maybe I'll be there.
You got cousins in Arawak?
Yes, I do.
Oh, we gotta talk offline, girl. Yeah, we gotta take that offline. But Miss Paige, I want to thank you for coming today and being part of the Fingazz podcast. And I'm sure the fans have been touched by what you had to say today. We're very grateful. I'm very grateful. And I look forward to us working together real soon. I wish you all the best for the 2011 season. And I hope we catch up real soon and do what we got to do, yeah?
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, darling. You take care now.
You too.